Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Forex Feast channel. And this is where we have made it our mission to provide the regular average Joe trader with the knowledge and skills necessary to go into these Forex markets and feast in profits. I am your humble, gracious, and grateful host, Sunday Okigwe, at your service. Okay, and listen, guys, we're just going to continue with the GBP AUD analysis. Okay, you guys remember from part one where we left off. Uh, the price action was bearish. Okay, the last candle that hit during the New York session on Friday, last Friday, was this candle right here, which was a bearish candle. But more importantly, one thing that we discovered was that a new support level was beginning to take shape. Okay, which is what we see here with these two candles that came down and spiked into this area right here, which is the new support area, and rejected. Okay, we see it spiked here and it rejected, went bullish for a while, and then after several hours it came back down to test that support area, spiked into the area, and rejected again to the upside. Okay, so what I said was that at the opening of the Asian session, that what I expected to happen was that price was going to try to test this support area again and try to validate this area as a true support. Okay, it was going to try to test this area again because it's right by the trend line. Remember, we drew our trend line. Okay, and that support area meshed perfectly with our trend line. So, because of how things seem to converge right here, I was very confident that price was going to try to come down and test this area, validating this area as a true support area, and then it was going to reject and continue upwards to the resistance zone. Okay, which is what it looks like it did. I mean, you guys take a look at this. I mean, you can't you can't make this up. Take a look at this. You see how perfect this is? You see where this spike is? Okay, and you see where the previous spike is from last week. I mean, it's almost, you could draw a straight line to those 2 points. I mean, they're just, it's perfect. Okay, now after that spike to the resistance area, price began falling away. Okay, and since then it's been kind of in a downward trend, and what I expect price to do is to try to go back and try to retest this support area. Now, is it going to go, all the way into the support area, or even spike below it? That's anybody's guess. But what I think might happen, because again, I am following the trend line. Okay, so what I think might happen is that price is going to come down to around this area right here. Okay, by the trend line, which is a little bit above the support area. Price might spike into that area right there and reject again towards the bullish side. Okay, and continue upwards, towards the resistance area and possibly beyond that area. Okay, and what was the reason for that analysis? Okay, why do I have that bias? And I say this in the previous video, which I think the card for it should be showing up on the upper right hand corner of the screen, the upper right hand corner of your screen anytime now. But the reason why I I have that bias is because price has been in an upward trend since April of this year. Okay, price has been moving steadily in the bullish direction since April of this year. And there hasn't been any indications, there hasn't been any news that has come out to give us any kind of inkling that price is going to all of a sudden reverse and start going bearish. Okay, we expect that there are going to be some pullbacks, of course. Okay, it's after all, it's GBP. Okay, there are going to be pullbacks. Okay, there are going to be massive pullbacks in some instances, but what we can surely expect is that after there's a pullback, price is going to reverse and reject or retrace, whatever. It's just going to keep going in that upward trending direction. That is what we expect. Okay. And so far, if we can be frank, that's what we've seen. Okay. Let's just say with the exception of last week, because last week was just one of those weeks where, I mean, from start to finish, price was just basically in consolidation. Price was in consolidation mode. I mean, the whole week, it ranged between this area right here and this area up here. That's all that price did. It went from this area to this area, then back to this area, then back up to this area, then back down to this area. It just kept testing the support and resistance level. Okay. Now, because I missed this move where price spiked down into support and then rejected and started moving into the bullish direction, because I missed that initial move, I got in on the opposite direction. Okay, I got in on the move that's now trying to head back down and test support. Okay, so I am in a sell, position for GBP AUD, and I'm gonna drop another video, highlighting that position and the reason why I took that trade, and so on and so forth. That's gonna be in a future video that's coming out shortly. But I'm going to capture the move down because I am very confident that price is going to come back down and try to test this trend area right here. Okay, this trend line area right here, price is going to come down, maybe spike into this area a little bit, and then reject again back to the resistance area. Okay, what I am hoping is going to change this week is I'm hoping that we're actually going to get a quite a significant movement. Price moved almost 100 pips in the Asian session. This is something that rarely happens with the GBP AUD pair, but it happened. It happened during Sunday's Asia session. Okay, price went up and tested the resistance area, and then it started to fall away again. Now, something interesting happened. I missed the day five. I missed the day five challenge. What I wanted to do was to get into I wanted to get into some trades right here when price turned bullish and rejected the support area. But I got involved in some other business, and I missed that opportunity. So I tried coming in right here, suspecting that price was going to go back and test uh, the support area again, or at least bounce off this trend line here, this major trend line here. However, what seems to be the case is that price is bouncing off the other imaginary trend line that I drew, based off of the bounce off of the support area. Okay, so it's price is bouncing off that imaginary trend line right here. That's what it looks like. Okay, because it never really came down to touch the trend area. In fact, what happened is that I wound up losing about $340 on that trade, which I'm getting ready to show you now. Okay, so as you can see, if you look to the bottom left hand corner here, you see that the balance has lost some momentum. The balance has lost some money. You know, it was at 6,133 or some odd change. Now is at 5,791. It's climbing back up though, because I realized that price is actually bouncing off a different trend line, and this is the trend line if I can draw it for you. Okay, It looks like that's what price wants to respect now, okay? But we'll know for sure because listen, we're this is early New York session, okay? This is early New York session, so we're going to know in a little while if this is actually a legit trend line that I should draw here, okay? Or if price is going to come down and test this blue zone again, okay? But I'm going to go over this more in depth in the day 5 video, in the day 5 challenge video, okay? But let me go back to the analysis, okay? All right, so we're back to the analysis page, and we can see what price is doing. Price seems to be respecting this trend line right here, okay? Right now, it seems like there's a massive rejection once price hit this area right here. So it looks like last week's resistance zone area has become this week's support area. Okay, I mean, we can clearly see that by the way price is reacting to this area right here. And I'm going to put out a video in a little while showing my reasoning behind the day 5 challenge trades. It's going to chronicle the loss that I had earlier on, where I got in here expecting that price was going to at least go down to this trend line. It didn't go down to this trend line. Instead, what seemed to happen with price was that that new resistance that was formed last week is now turning into support, okay, because price is getting into the resistance area and rejecting massively, okay. It didn't even cross the resistance zone, the border of the resistance zone right here. It just spiked into it and there was a massive rejection. The same thing with this candle right here that's getting ready to form. This is the 9 o'clock hour candle. It looks like it's struggling to even get to the old resistance new support area. So this might actually be a legit support area. It's been tested a couple of times and it seems to have stood the test.